morning.
Secretary job.
I want to welcome you to the Tuesday, September 12th meeting of the St. Joseph County Board of Commissioners. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Our first item of business is our accounts payable docket. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Baxmeyer, how do you vote?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next, approval of the JWF Specialty Company Administrative Agreement.
So JWF has been our third-party administrator for our workers' compensation claims. They also assist us in tracking our liability claims. This is just a continuation or renewal of the contract that we've had with JWF for some time, and we'd ask for your approval today.
Any questions? Hearing none, do we have a motion to approve the JWF Specialty Company Administrative Agreement?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Baxmeyer, how do you vote?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item C, approval of amendment to the agreement for professional services relating to opioids settlements.
This is a modification to the attorney's fee agreement that we had previously entered into. We have a third-party law firm. They're representing most of the governmental entities in the state of Indiana in relation to the different opioid cases that are pending. In this instance, the court has asked that they reduce their attorney's fees. So the standard agreement was 33%. I believe this is 8.4% now. So we're paying significantly less in attorney's fees overall. The court did an analysis of how much effort they've put in, and it's a large amount of money for the state of Indiana that's coming in through this firm. So we benefit from that and getting more overall.
It's good for the taxpayers.
It
Must
is.
be hard for an attorney to talk about reducing fees, but
Right.
If I was getting that fee, I wouldn't complain.
any questions for Mr. Mish regarding the opioid settlement agreement? If not, do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Baxmeyer, how do you vote?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next is approval of the on-site health solutions for employees, for the employee physical health assessments contract. Good morning, Troy.
Good morning, Commissioners. Troy Scott with Arthur J. Gallagher, 1251 North Eddy Street, South Bend. I have the contract proposal for the employee physical health assessments and flu shots. On-site is the company we have used fairly regularly in the past, last year, the year before, and they are doing the flu shots again this year and the annual PHAs across the county locations as they did last year. I think last year they almost did 1,200 blood draws and about 600 flu shots. So I would, I propose the contract, and I'm here for any questions.
Has the cost changed?
The cost, no, I think the cost is exactly the same. There may have been a slight increase on the flu shots. And I guess the one difference is if there is a flu shot provided at the time of the PHA, we get a slight discount. If it's provided at another time, when they're not doing the PHA, it's a little more. But other than those two, other than that change, I believe it's the same.
Any questions for Troy?
But it's just basically updating the contract, right?
Yeah, it's essentially updating the
Yeah, that's what I
contract. Yeah,
thought,
we
yeah.
do this every year.
Mhm.
If there are no other questions or comments, do we have a motion?
A motion to approve to update this contract.
Second.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Baxmeyer, how do you vote?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Troy.
you.
Moving on to EMA, request to advertise for the early outdoor warning systems improvements.
Good morning. Board Morning, Commissioners. My name's Al Kursitz. I'm the St. Joe County Emergency Management Agency Director with offices at 125 South Lafayette, right across the street where the door is always open and where you're always welcome. With me is my Deputy Director, Jim Lopez, and Michael Krisman from DLZ, who's our project manager for the Early Warning Siren Improvement Project. What we asked for today is a request to advertise for bids and begin the process for the repair and upgrade of our early warning siren system.
We had gone over the timeline, and we're sticking,
Sticking to that,
To it.
yeah. We had even proposed possibly waiting a week, but you told us in that pre-meeting, let's move forward with it right away. So we have a timetable laid out there. And Michael's here for any questions about the advertising, but it's pretty much standard procedure that we've done with we haven't, but that the county does with bid projects.
so a year and a month from now, we should be completed.
Absolutely.
Good for the system and the notifications. Any other questions or comments for the team?
No, I just think it's good that we're going to be updating the outdoor warning systems. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much, yes.
Thank you.
Derek, you were really part of the instigator of this. Is there anything you want to add?
No, as long as we get it done, it's something need to do, and then the glitch that we had on who's responsible for telling Sept to turn them on, so we got that squared away. So, that's, again, from where EMA was when I came in to where it is now is a different galaxy, so I appreciate all the work everybody's doing to get that stuff all up and running for the community is a good deal. So thank you all.
Thank you.
There being no other questions or comments, do we have a motion to approve the request to advertise?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote? Commissioner Baxmeyer, how do you vote?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
There being no other old business, we will move on.
Old business.
Oh, old business. I thought they weren't going to do
At
it.
the Drainage Board meeting yesterday,
Sorry.
and none of y'all were there, by the way. This is a problem that has existed at the ethanol plant with runoff on the farms, and the people here who have those farms will explain the lack of any action taken by the city of South Bend or anybody else to solve their problem, and it happened again last month, so the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, Commissioners. Brent Burkus, 58995 Mayflower Road, South Bend. Okay, so obviously we all know about the discharges. Currently, IDEM is conducting an investigation in Indianapolis, and so the ag liaison I'm working with her, so she's gathering information. And then St. Joe County Health Department is looking at the permitting and comparing the results. So those are the actions that are in process. So I've not heard any new information yet, but they told me it would take a while. That said, yes, what we're doing is we have reached out through our elected representative to the city in the hopes of having a meeting with the city, with the Blad Farms, Arthur Snyder Farms, S&S Farms, and Cirrus. So I'm waiting on that. Our intent is to get the city, all the regulatory people together in the city, and come up with a new solution. That area originally was set up back in 1983 with the drainage and all that, and a lot of things have changed since 1983. So we feel the good way to move forward on this and protect the environment and get this all squared away is to get everybody in the same room and understand, look, things have changed. We've got to come up with something new. And it is our hope that the city would maintain all of their discharges in the city and put it in the sanitary sewer system. So that's what we're going to advocate with them. But that's where we're at now, and we're hopeful we can get everybody together and come up with a definitive plan so this doesn't happen again.
Who's your city contact?
Sheila Netskotsky.
Okay.
Yep, so I talked to her yesterday, and
Okay.
she's going to work and keep me posted, and obviously I'll keep the commissioner members posted as we move forward.
Thank you.
Okay? Any other questions?
Appreciate the update.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. Chantel Snyder, President of Arthur Snyder Farms. 57537 Mayflower Road, South Bend. I just want to add, not only do we want some kind of change with communications, but I have a very strong need for cleanup, and I would like to approach, if I may, and show you photos. I showed a photo yesterday at the Drainage Board meeting, and I drove out yesterday afternoon, took a photo yesterday at the same site, and I would like to show you just what we're dealing with, if I may.
You had a discharge early, it was in June, the first one, and then the one,
June, item was there July 1st, taking water samples.
Oh, this is a picture?
That's from August 21st.
Wow.
The discharge was around the 16th of August. But I want to show you yesterday. This is yesterday.
Oh,
So
well, you
all
have
that
the
red
raining.
stuff has kind of decayed and turned brown, and the ditch, you know, the plants are dying. I just replaced that in July. That was
Oh,
new
wow.
in July. $6,600 for that new pump in July, and that's what it looks like now, after dealing with this sludge.
that stuff you had
So
yesterday,
you
did
saw
you had to
that
rake out?
yesterday. This is, that was August, this is yesterday. And that's my pump, in July, when it was put in. And that's what it looks like now, because I'm dealing with that sludge.
Can you send us all those photos also?
Yes, I was going to send yesterday to the Drainage Board, but I will send them to you also. I wanted to wait to send the photos to the Drainage Board
Wow, thank you.
until I got this photo,
Yeah.
because I wanted something very current. And you see what I'm dealing with. It's clogging nozzles on the irrigation system.
When can I meet
Damaging
you?
my pump. Brand new pump, $6,600 in July.
Excuse me,
Well,
wait.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
When can I come? I want to see it for myself. When can I meet you? What's your phone
When would you
number?
like to come?
Come after the meeting. What's your
Yeah,
phone
can I
number?
come?
574, 286-4700.
We'll get you
Yeah,
the
you can
number.
come this afternoon.
Okay, I'll call you after this.
Okay. Anybody else wants
Do I need to get some
What was
boots
your
from
phone number?
EMA and get all hazmated up, or am I good just to come like this?
I don't think we're gonna go in it, and.
Well, I can get these guys to go in it if we need to.
Well,
Check for water samples.
Gosh, I'd like to take.
IDEM has been doing water samples.
Mr. Castelny, I think that would be the proper procedure to have them. Okay, thank you.
One of my issues is I can't even reach the general manager of the ethanol plant on the phone. He's not calling me. No, there's been zero communication. And the water goes right from that retention pond into a ditch on my property. That's where it goes first. This actually is further down the ditch, closer to Peach Road. So all of this crud is going through my property from, the source all the way through my property.
Okay, I'll meet you there. So I just go down Calvert, past the dead end, and keep going west?
If you go,
Or you'll be coming off of Mayflower?
do you know where the Grand Trunk Railroad crosses Mayflower?
Yes, ma'am.
Like south of the bypass?
Yep.
Go
Take that road and go
Trunk
east?
Trail on the south side of
Right.
the bypass until it dead ends, and there's a gate. I will be there, I'll open the gate, and we can go through and drive back.
Okay.
So that's what I'm dealing with, and, once again, I'm asking for your help in establishing better communications with the city, with the ethanol plant, and there needs to be a cleanup, because this is damaging. It's damaging to my irrigation systems, and it's damaging to the plant life and the ditch.
Okay, see you there.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we will move on to public comment.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dan Caruso, 305 Compton Street, New Carlisle. First, I want to thank Al Kursitz and Jim Lopez for the invitation to the EMA workshop that we had at Howard Park. Picked up a lot of valuable information, spoke to a few people, including somebody from the fire territory, and got some alarming information about how difficult it is to put out a fire on one Tesla car with the battery pack in it, and realized that we are in a real mess if that GM plant comes in New Carlisle and the battery with there's going to be thousands of these batteries inside that plant if that catches fire, because the process that they've been trained on how to put it out involves pretty much pouring water on that one battery pack for 5 hours. Now, we're over top of our aquifer there. God knows what's going to run off into that. I feel for my friends, Chantel and Brent, what they're going through over there, going into their drainage ditch from the ethanol plant. We found out in Lordstown that the battery process involves this product called NMP, which causes miscarriages, which causes birth defects, and a lot of things this causes. And we find out now, sort of last minute, that, oh yeah, we didn't tell you, this stuff is involved in the process of making the battery. And we're going to put it right over top of your aquifer. With this happening to them, with the plans to do that, there needs to be a communication, there needs to be a public hearing where the public can sit down with people from GM and ask the questions we have. It doesn't matter, what are you going to do if it spills? I don't care what you're going to do if it spills. It's too late. It's into our water. We don't have a clay layer over there. We're poisoned all the way downstream over the Illinois border. This is not the right place for this battery plant. Yeah, go ahead and break ground. Dig your shovels in, start laying your foundations, whatever, but start working out a sale agreement for whatever money GM has sunk into this project. Have the lawyers, Mike Mission, sit down and decide, here's how much you're owed, get your stuff and get out, because we don't want you here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else in the room care to offer a public comment? Seeing nobody, we will move to those online. Does anybody have a comment this morning? Cheryl, I see your hand up first.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Cheryl Nix, 17901 Sable Ridge Drive, Clay Township. Good morning, Commissioners. I'm here today to ask for clarification about the process that's being used to appoint members to important boards that serve the community. For example, last week, the attorney for the Hospital Authority Board put the name Brandolyn Rodriguez forward for nomination as director. A motion was made by a commissioner, seconded, and all three of you agreed to this nomination, and you all voted to appoint her as the new director of the Hospital Authority Board. But here are my concerns. If the nomination happened on September 5th, why was a contract with her name on the agenda posted 48 hours before? How did you know she would be your nominee, and why was the contract prepared in advance if the name was only put forward on the 5th? Why, when the attorney asked if you wanted information on her, the role or the function of this board, did you decide not to take advantage of this opportunity to gain further understanding both for yourself and for the public? There was no discussion of her qualifications and no explanation of why she was the only choice. It is difficult to avoid the conclusion that these decisions are being made behind closed doors without any true transparency as promised during the election cycle. So today, I am asking you to meet with me about the process, clarify how nominations are brought forward, and make a commitment to improve the transparency and public engagement as we move forward throughout the year. I realize that you recess rather than adjourn at the end of meetings, and I hope this is not a way to avoid violating open door laws. You have an opportunity to increase public trust and improve how our government functions. And appointing board members with complete transparency would be a great start. I also urge you to begin adjourning at the end of meetings. Thank you.
Thank you.
Does anyone else wish to offer a comment who's online? Seeing no one, do we have a motion to recess?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote? Commissioner Baxmeyer, how do you vote?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Recording stopped.
So Kara and Jasmine will make